Alright, here I go, back. So, it's actually almost 4, and I haven't done any video vlog diary in yet today. I should mention, I have not mentioned this in any previous video diaries, but, I've noticed that as of recently, I don't really have, I wouldn't really call them nightmares at night, but I definitely would call them bad dreams because, like, I get very tired a lot quicker these days, so I go to bed earlier than I used to, like 10 or I don't even know. And I noticed I often wake up in the middle of the night from bad dreams. And the reason why I don't call them nightmares is because I don't consider them bad enough to be nightmares. Meaning I have dreams about being hurt from different people in my life. I hardly remember them after I wake up and then go back to sleep, but like I do remember like having dreams about like my older sibling, because we don't talk and she doesn't speak to me and such, so I'll have dreams about her being really cruel to me or really mean, or to the point where it makes me wake up and kind of like a bit upset and things like that. So I usually will come downstairs or get a drink or something, and then I'll go back to sleep, and sometimes I'll even wake up 1 or 2 more times before actually staying up in the day. Moving on, I woke up today. I actually ended up going to the hairdresser because I wanted to get a trim, a haircut, because like I wanted my hair to grow out longer, but I didn't like it was growing out kind of like not so nice looking. So it's pretty much the same style, just layers, choppier. It's so it can all kind of grow out and not look so like mullet-y. So I'm glad I was able to get that today. My big task that I was told to do today is do my clothing. I've been working on my room and making it nice and such. So I'm able to actually, so I'm able to actually go through all my clothing and pick out what is like too big since losing a lot of weight, what's too big, what's like has holes in it or is not nice anymore and can't really be worn. I was talking to a few friends last night, and it was nice. I kind of keep in touch with people today, so far today I only went one place and came right back, so following suit with that and seeing how it makes me feel. I think I'm done with the main stuff with the clothing. I went through a good amount, so I'm going to go get a trash bag to put the clothes in that I'm decided that I'm going to throw out, and then a trash bag of the things I'm going to give away. And then I will continue the process tomorrow. Oh, crap, I forgot to tell you guys. So tomorrow I am going to be helping at this festival that's in town. It's kind of like this big thing in my little hometown, and it's just like a huge thing. So it's Saturday, which is tomorrow. So I did volunteer at the new church that we went to. This is the purple one I got. So they have this little place in town that they run, uh, you know, and so I volunteered to help out with that tomorrow. My friend who did my hair, she works at the hair place. She actually said, like, how long are you going to be there? And I said, I plan to help and be there as long as possible. Before I can't no longer stand human interaction. So we'll see. I do plan on trying to be there as long as I can and help as much as I can, since I don't really have anything else to do, because every single year pretty much that I've gone to this festival, I usually just walk down from my house, get like a big thing of like this really good lemonade, and like I buy the lemonade and I walk right back home. So this was a good use of my time. So, um, you know, so that should be fun. So it's 4, meaning in like a half hour, Foshnot shall be home soon. So gonna do that and make sure I get the clothes and stuff done prior. Probably want to do some laundry as well today, because I do want to make sure I have the right ensemble / outfit for tomorrow. Which dressing myself has become a little different too. Because, before I dressed to like, I'm Christian goth. Goth meaning that goth is a mindset that is expressed in a style. So, meaning the goth mindset essentially is seeing beauty in dark things, but not evil things, not sinful things, obviously. So, as long as you're kind of dressing upon the mindset of, instead of just a style or preference, which it's kind of bleeds into each. But yeah, so the way I dress is a little bit different, since my mindset just as a person, my perspective of things kind of shifted a little bit, about the world and me and things like that. But essentially I'm still goth and I'm still a Christian before anything else. So I still dress upon a mindset, and that mindset. And of course, if you don't know this already, within goth is 100 different types of goth. So goth is a subcategory within a subcategory, essentially, because goth is a subcategory of punk, which is a subcategory of rock. Except rock and punk are actually styles and not, really, it's different from goth. So, which is, you're dressing upon a mindset. But within the subcategory of goth, there's like 100 other subcategories, because, goth can mean different things to different people. So within goth, you have like pastel goth or grudge goth, or like a more vintage classic style of goth. And then you have like goth, but also punk style, and you have a bunch. There's just, limitless. And then me, like Christian goth, which is a thing. So, even though I'm pretty much still the same and stuff, I noticed that my preferences out of the clothes that I wear is a little bit different. Like, I had striped pants that look like Beetlejuice. I call them my Beetlejuice pants. And I would wear those a lot. And I still love them, but like, I noticed that won't usually be my first choice out of the things I wear. I prefer going more all black than anything. Like, it's not that I wear all black, but I definitely try to make sure I wear more black than anything. So that's different. I mean, it's not really, because like, to be goth, you don't have to wear all black all the time. But like, I notice that when I go out, I prefer to wear more all black than I used to. Because before it was, as long as you have black in there and you wear mostly darker colors, like dark reds or dark grays. Like I do love those colors and wearing them too, but I noticed that I feel more comfortable being in public when I'm wearing more black than not, kinda. I don't know. I'm still figuring it out. So that's all for now. I'm gonna go do the things I need to do. Um, and hopefully check in with you guys later. I'm gonna definitely try to edit. Oh, and today I've been listening to my audiobook again, so I'm taking a lot of time to do that since when I'm out in public and stuff, I prefer to listen to music. So at home, if I get bored, I like to try to listen to my audiobook instead of music, since I go through a lot of my music these days. Alright, so catching to you later.
I know she must be trying to decide on the best way to deal with this, and she's asking herself the same questions she's had to ask before. Is Ochre a valuable enough asset that she can let him do what he wants, even when it's in direct opposition to what she thinks is best? How about this? Ochre says. You gather the other ingredients, and I'll make the cures you want too. He looks at Noah and Tess. You stay and keep the bags going. We have extra, Noah points out. We're going to need a lot more, Ochre says impatiently. Do not let any of the patients run out, especially that newest one. Then he turns to me. Come on, you can help me dig. We only have 7 patients available for trial now, Lena says as Ochre points out things he wants me to put in a bag. Clean burlap straps, canteens, and 2 small shovels. The other patients still need time to get the most recent cure trial out of their systems. Then we'll only use 7 patients, Ochre says, barely able to control his frustration. The pilot will need more evidence than a few cured patients, Lena begins. Then give them all my cure, Ochre says. He pushes open the door. We're talking in circles. I'll make the cures. You decide who gets them. Just make sure someone takes mine. And that I get the one most recently still to try my cure. Then he glances over his shoulder at Lena. You should ask the sorters to calculate the...
Alright, time to finish my video diary before it becomes midnight and this day becomes irrelevant. Today was really, really good and just glorious. I feel like I'm kind of on a good path, and there's too much to think about in the future, but being present feels good. And as you saw in my dancing, if you can call it that, just I find words and finding the right ones in my real life difficult to find, as you guys can tell. I don't want to talk about the past too much and try to focus on the present. I find it difficult to find the correct words that I'm looking for what I'm feeling and for what's in my head. But I'm managing through the awkwardness. But I found that dancing, I've always liked dancing. I always found it fun. But now I feel like dancing, I hold it so much more significant and fonder. I find that when I don't have words, which these days I often don't, that dancing helps me express what I can't really talk about. And that realization kind of, I guess I feel like it gives it's a bit more of a passion. I've always been very passionate about acting and writing and video making and all things creative. And I think those things are still special to me. At least I hope they are. I hope acting still is, and I believe it is. Acting is still just as precious as it was before. But now I feel the desire to move freely in a somewhat graceful fashion to be endearing and precious. So we'll have to see. I have to go to bed because I have a big day of helping out at the festival ahead of me. So I'm hoping it goes well. I'm feeling nauseous and anxious just thinking about it. Uh, nor it didn't used to be that way, so let's see how it goes and just go with the flow. And there's a lot of things I want to say about my goals currently and what I'm thinking in my head, but I don't feel comfortable sharing those things in a video, and I also don't want to share anything. I mean, because at this point, all my goals are speculation and have really no reality until, they're a little bit more finalized or thought out, or, right now it's all theories and such, and there's actually no concrete way to make them possible. So I don't want to share anything until I'm a little bit more sure of it. I'm smarter than that. But I have a lot of good things going on in my head, even if I don't talk about them. And, I feel like I have the best people in my life right now. And I'm going to be more cautious in the future, but I think that's a good thing. And, yeah, I got a lot of things going on in my head, and no, I'm not tired. You are. I am just in a very specific mood. I spent this entire day finishing the audiobook Reached. And it just, I'm getting goosebumps. That is such a precious story. And I regret not not finishing it sooner, though there's nothing I can do about that now. But gosh, reaching the end of this incredible series is so worthwhile, and it there's an accomplishment in it. I didn't think I'd ever finish a series because I'm terrible at finishing things that I start. So glad I did. I'm a little teary-eyed, but that's good. I find that it's better to feel deeply, whether it be good or bad. Feeling deeply, and of course, if you are in horrible hurts or in a very sad, depressed place, obviously, I don't think a person should. We as people, I don't think we want each other to suffer. And even if you want others or to do so, we usually don't want to. But like, there's this line in the song, I guess. I swear it's I lived. It's I lived, I think, by One Republic. But one of my favorite lyrics in that entire song is the phrase, "And I hope that you don't suffer, but take the pain." Actually, I don't know if it's One Republic. I'm sorry. But it's called I Lived, and I always valued that single lyric. I love the entire song, but I feel like that one sentence alone has so much meaning to it for people. I mean, I know what it's like to be numb, and I feel like there is a pain in being numb and not being able to reach the feelings that you need to feel to process the things you've gone through. And I feel like feeling deeply, even if it's painful, and I feel like it has a value of its own. And I also think that when we're happy, especially after something horrible, you appreciate that so much more. And honestly, I don't want to say happiness is overrated, but I will say that in a lot of other places in this big blue world, happiness isn't possible. Or at least not in the sense it is here. Here in America, I don't I can't really speak about other places, but like, you know, we're searching for happiness and trying to find it in like different physical things like money or likes or being famous or being popular. And in other places there are terrible things happening. There are people being killed. Like, there's so much loss, there's so much chaos, there's war, there is so much bad. There's starvation, there's disease, there's poverty, persecution for what you believe. And you know here we are so fortunate. And I even forget you know how fortunate I am to have a house and clothing and warmth. And like, yeah, I mean, I have things I gotta worry about and like money and things like that. But I'm so, compared to someone else in another country, like, I'm actually wealthy. I'm not wealthy at all, but in other places, you know, I once heard a standard of someone in another country and their culture. If you were able to buy a book and be able to actually know how to read it, you were rich. Being able to have the knowledge of how to read a book and also attain one, I think, was their standard of you were rich. And, I try not to take the things I have for granted, and I don't think I do too badly, but I know I don't fully understand what it's like in other places. And honestly, happiness doesn't have to be found in physical things. People, other places, they can find happiness in the very tiny bit they have in each other, in their beliefs and different things. And that is just a true treasure, to find happiness no matter what chaos is happening. Isn't that really what peace means after all? Peace isn't feeling calm in a peaceful environment. Real peace is finding a calm and, like, you know, a sense of peace amongst chaos. You can only really find peace when there's chaos all around. And maybe I'm just talking out of my butt, and like maybe I don't, my words here aren't fully correct. They're not too far away from truth. I feel like they're on the right path at least. It's time for me to go to bed. I have a big day tomorrow. But thank you for watching. Have a good morning, evening, night, whatever it is for you. And remember that, just keep an open mind and just try to find something good in even the crappiest of scenarios. Things are difficult, but those situations don't have to be permanent. All right, love you later. Bye.